All right. It's the Down Beach Buzz podcast for July 10, 2026. It's all powered by Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty and Paul Scollage from rate.com. Sherry, are you ready? I'm just going to give you a whole bunch of items to talk about. Maybe make a comment, maybe say next slide, or maybe you say no comment. I might try to get you into trouble. And
Can't wait.
can we? Let's do comments. We'll turn our comments on it, right?
Okay.
So let me see. We'll do the test, and if I bring that up, let's see how that works. You see how that works? So you have a comment for Sherry Lilienfeld. She knows about everything from backyard pools to engineering to riparian rights to what type of sheets do you need for your 5-bedroom house that you're going to buy. It's that simple. All right. So the Atlantic City street paving, they promised that forever, Mr. Marty Small. It's been delayed again. Does roadways, are the roads of Atlantic City, are they nice enough to give people a good impression if you want to be an investor or a visitor to Atlantic City? Real quick, Cher.
Actually, I really love this question. First of all, it's atrocious. Like, I literally have to change lanes so that it doesn't bottom out my car, like if you're closer to the street. My theory about the roadways in Atlantic City is when the offshore wind people were going to come and run their cables through Atlantic City, they were going to rip up the streets and then fix them. So my theory is that Marty Small was expecting the wind developers to pay for the road paving as part of their project. And when that stopped, then he had to scramble and wonder, hey, now I actually got to get the money together and get this project going. But yeah, it's atrocious. It's just terrible.
So you think the same thing holds true when it comes to the Atlantic City boardwalk? So the roads still haven't been paved. They're quite frankly, they're embarrassing. They're dangerous. And you wonder why investors and visitors are increasingly saying, Atlantic City, really? God, their main drag, they can't even pave it. And you know what Marty's doing. He's saving that money, all that COVID money. It's being diverted to other stuff that's not as important, like, courtyards and buses and giving his wife a raise. I'm not exaggerating either. So you want to take a look? I went down to the boardwalk of Atlantic City a few days ago.
Yeah.
And let's see if I can bring that up here. And there's parts of the Atlantic City boardwalk that are awesome. And then other parts, it's just a complete mess and big, giant chunks of land. What do they say, Cher? I think they say that Atlantic City has the most undeveloped water view real estate anywhere along the eastern seaboard. How do you not monetize that? It's still sitting empty.
That is an enigma. I mean, for sure, right? You're right. Like, it's such great real estate, but it's just everything else that goes with it is the problem.
And you see that. You know what that building is? Boardwalk Hall. That's where they should be. First off, they should have kept that as the conference center. It's the middle of Atlantic City's boardwalk. That should be the new conference center, because the other one by the train station, that ain't doing too good. I don't know. That's the word I'm getting at there.
Well, I will tell you though, when I was early in my career, I used to have to drive to do shows there. It's limited by parking. Right now, that lot right next to it, they should build a parking lot, a parking garage, and then that would make sense. But I remember the parking was really a challenge at Boardwalk Hall.
Remember this thing right in front of was it the Claridge or this walkway? I mean, this is a few days ago. This is what Marty Small, the mayor of Atlantic City, calls clean and safe. How do you let this sit in the middle of your boardwalk? And you know how it probably happened. Bunch of young kids, maybe. And if you're a cop, you're not allowed to chase them. If you have a comment, if Mayor Marty Small would like to comment, we would like to bring him on, the very handsome gentleman. But this is the world of Marty Small, and God forbid if you share that information.
I mean, that is not AI generated. That is what it is. That is real live pictures of what the boardwalk looks like. That is terrible.
I was going to buy you a gift as I was on the boardwalk. I go, where can I get something nice for Sherry Lilienfeld at VXP? So I'll zoom in a little bit, and maybe there's some T-shirts here, beach apparel, smoke and vape. Have you started doing gummies yet? I don't think you've done that. Hotspot 4. Some of these places don't look open. Yeah, what's up?
What's Hotspot 4?
I don't know what it is, but it does not look very inviting. Let's just say that. And I believe there's a massage place here. I just was not sure. There we go. I could get you a massage certificate if you're feeling stressed out. And then right next to that is tattoos. And they all seem to be the same kind of store. Peanut World over here. You can't even buy peanuts anymore on the Atlantic City Boardwalk. This place was on fire last year, and they decided not to rebuild. So that's pretty sweet. We don't mean to beat up on Atlantic City because there's moments of greatness in Atlantic City. There's portions of awesomeness, and then it goes to hell. And when you have a mayor who really believes everything's already perfect and clean and safe, and how dare you, point out things that need to be fixed, it's not good. Atlantic City will never retain or get back to its greatness with a guy like Marty Small in charge.
It has so much potential. It's so beautiful. Like when you look at the old pictures, people would dress up. The women would wear their dresses. The men would wear their suits. They'd walk the boardwalk. They'd bring their family, and it was crowded. It's just not the same, but it has so much potential. Yes, it needs a strong mayor who's going to really turn it around and not just talk and not follow through.
I'm offended by what you just said, because I went to this store and they were closed. You think this is family friendly? The whole place. First off, another cannabis store just shut down. So I think there's 15 now, and there's a couple of more in the pipeline. But this is why, sorry, we're stoned. I think it's kind of funny, but is this the family friendly environment? Where's the other stuff? There were some other pictures here, but then there's the parts of the boardwalk that look awesome.
Yeah. Notice they're in front of the casinos, because the casinos, maintains a nice facade.
So let me, this is the part of the boardwalk in front of the Showboat. That's Bart Blatstein's place. He widened the boardwalk to create a whole bunch of places for vendors and food. You can see there's some type of basketball challenge or soccer challenge right here. This is a widened boardwalk in front of the Showboat. My question is, I thought it took like forever to get CAFRA and the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection to let you do anything on the beach or at the toe of the dune. But Bart was able to pull this off. Congrats to him. How does he get that done so fast? That's a good question.
Good question. Yeah. Unless they already had the permits from way back and they just never did anything with it, but he did. Sometimes
you can see you're right.
No, I'm sorry. Sometimes there are existing permits, but just people don't act on them.
This gives you some idea of where the boardwalk was widened in front of the Showboat with all the vendors, Taste of Mexico milkshakes, lemonade. It was kind of like 11 o'clock in the morning when I took this photograph, but it is nice. But I just scratched my head saying, wow, why isn't this happening elsewhere? But hey, it seems like it's a good idea. Except I was kind of confused about Jurassic Beach. That's the place in between the the Ocean Casino and the Showboat that Bart keeps on experimenting, basically. You know what this is?
He is a
what
visionary.
What do you always hear about Atlantic City? The fear of New York City casinos and the fear of North Jersey casinos, and everybody comes back and says, yeah, but we got the beach and the boardwalk. Well, the problem is that why are you hiding the beach and the ocean? Why is the boardwalk not in good shape? Because walking on the boardwalk, it's treacherous. Many parts of it are disintegrating. It's that bad. But whenever I hear anybody say, yeah, but we got the ocean and beach. Well, you can't see it. Why the hell did you block it, you big dummies? You big, stupid dummies.
For sure.
But whatever. I get my blood pressure.
You're getting fired up. I know you love to go ride your bike and walk the boardwalk. So you see this stuff all the time, and I'm sure it does fire you up.
So, would you like to take a stroll one day? And would you like to take a stroll here to see the ocean and the people having a good time on the beach? No, we'll block that. We'll keep that away from your prying eyes. It's really stupid. There's more developable land down at the inlet.
Yeah.
Look, Sherry, they can't figure out what to do with this. You have a comment for Sherry Lilienfeld? Just give us a comment, because it gets you pissed off when you see this. Look at this land, this one parcel of land by itself. Why the hell haven't they moved this yet? Why is this shithole, this place? This is in the most perfect location, and they can't figure this out. Maybe redevelop it. Plus,
no, you're right. I always said that property was in the best location because the boardwalk curves, the island curves there. Like you get north views, you get east views. It's crazy that it's still such a dump. And I've gone to Atlantic City council meetings where people were talking about like elevators were down. You know, the people that live there live in such a bad situation. Elevators go down, or they can't get air conditioning. I mean, it's just terrible there. People are scared to walk their kids on the boardwalk between the bums asking for money and the smell of weed. Yep. Thank you, Robert, for sure.
That is unfortunately very true. Even though there is some development, you're like, what's taking so long? Now we're getting closer to the lighthouse and the playground. They did a pretty good job with beefing up the playground along the new inlet area. So it's gorgeous down there, but very few people will make their way down there because you got to go through Vietnam in 1971. It's that bad, but it's so gorgeous down here by the inlet. It took them 40 freaking years to build this. And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Look at all this land.
Yeah.
Even Jared Kushner, he hasn't put shovels in the ground yet. So all this talk, whether it's at Bader Field, all this nonsense, people are holding back because they can't trust. Well, who runs Atlantic City? Marty Small? Or is it the CRDA? Is it the state? Who is it? The DEP? They're letting it rot because they're sucking all the money out of the casinos. And do you really think that Mayor Marty Small, who's married to Laquetta Small, who just got a raise, by the way. I hate talking about them because I believe you cannot have a great town with a couple like that in charge. You can't. And then you have media, newspaper and radio punks covering for these cretins. Between Marty and Laquetta Small, both of them, they're overlooking a $500 million budget, school budget and the city budget. And when you combine their salaries together, they're making some sweet cash. Here's some of the really awesome stuff that unfortunately gets hidden. The mini golf and bike rental space here along the inlet. This is right across from Brigantine. It's so beautiful down here, but so few people, I don't think many people know about it. Let me show you some other shots. Look at that beautiful shot.
That is nice. I'm glad that you're highlighting that because that is super nice.
So there's proof that areas can be redeveloped somewhat. And the best part about it is this.
Always comes back to your pickleball.
But you can see they did a nice job.
Yeah, that is super nice. But it's empty. That's sad.
It took them 40 years to do this. 40 years. But you can see that if they put some work into it, it's so gorgeous, and it's all this open land. The only problem is I almost moved down here, but I'd have to go through rough neighborhoods. So I say, nah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Look at all that open land.
Yeah. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? Because I know that you love talking about Marty and Laquetta.
I'm looking at, I know, I go down that path. I was looking for the erosion, and the beaches are kind of thin down here for sure.
Yeah.
And some of the scarping going on.
You know,
A
a
lot of
lot of
people
people
don't.
don't
Yeah.
realize, but Ocean Casino was supposed to be 2 towers. The original plan is 2 towers. They could still build another tower, but they wanted to make sure that it could support it. So obviously it can't because they never built that second tower. But if you look at the original plans, there were 2 towers that faced each other. Just a little tidbit, real estate tidbit.
Let me get through this slide. I want to get to the area of discussion. Come up a little bit, come up the boardwalk a little bit here. I'm probably getting lost a little bit. I'm actually getting lost a lot.
Okay. So
Here we go.
Okay.
I wanted to show all the great work that Bart Blatstein is doing. Some of the stuff I'm not a big fan of, but for the most part, he keeps on throwing you-know-what at the wall to see what sticks. He already has Garden Pier being redeveloped right now. Used to have the historical museum here for Atlantic City. Kind of bummed out, but he's going to build something here with his tower investments.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the spot in between the Ocean Casino and his showboat. In the distance, you can see the water park. And then all this stuff right here is stuff that he's, like I said, throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and good for him. CRDA, they're not really thrilled with Bart has a, he likes to do things and, you know, instead of asking for permission, he gets, you know, forgiveness, which is a pretty good idea, you know? Yeah, Lance Landgraf of the CRDA, not happy. He makes him kind of look not smart. So let's go through here a little bit more. Just a couple more shots here. Here we go. A lot of people don't head down this far, but I just want to show you things are moving. This is Jurassic Park. There's some kind of Tyrannosaurus Rex up here. Then we have a bar. The bar may or may not be identified or known by the CRDA. They get kind of ticked off. And putting down AstroTurf and an all-you-can-eat lobster meal or whatever. There's all kinds of stuff that I'll just tell you. It says, what the heck's going on next to the Showboat Atlantic City? Showboat is now seeking approval from the CRDA, the Casino Reinvestment Development Authority. They want to know, you know, basketball courts have been tried, shipping containers, a garden wall. Some of this stuff never received necessary approval. And Lance Landgraf, the land guy, the land planning and zoning guy for the CRDA, he's not too happy about it. Lance Landgraf, former mayor of Ventnor, now a commissioner. CRDA, as we know, they handle the land use regulation in the Atlantic City Tourism District. Landgraf is CRDA's Director of Planning and Development. And he says, Mr. Showboat, Mr. Lance, or Mr. Bart Blatstein, or the vendor that Bart hires to come in and do some of this stuff. That's really what it is. He says, the Showboat has to clearly spell out which of these things at the site are designed to be permanent and which are considered temporary, subject to be removed at the end of the summer or fall each year. It seems like, if I'm reading this right, the Showboat submitted faulty plans to the CRDA that do not show a bar already at the site. Giant dinosaurs and tents used for a seafood buffet, artificial turf, they've been approved, says Landgraf. We need a plan that shows out, you know, what's out there right now, what needs to stay, he told the applicant. Now, the applicant is the AC Concessions Company, Incorporated. I guess they lease this spot from Mr. Blatstein and do their stuff. That's what we're struggling to get through to you guys. This is Lance Landgraf saying, we're trying to get through to you guys. I don't want this to happen again. Yes, Landgraf is growing frustrated. The CRDA, too. Showboat owner Bart Blatstein, a very, very, very good friend of Atlantic City Mayor, my man, Marty Small. Last year, the site was, it had an outdoor fitness equipment center. And Blatstein never received needed approvals. Lance loves that stuff. He loves finding out stuff happening under his nose. That happened up the front beach, too. Chelsea Beach Bar. I didn't know they brought bulldozers in to carve out even more space. You tired of me talking about this right now?
I just have so many thoughts about, like, when you said permanent versus temporary. The other thing is artificial turf. There's some bills up at the state level to ban artificial turf, like in public spaces and ball fields. because it's not pervious. And you know, that's one of my big things, which means water can't go through it. It's going to run off. So where's it going to run off onto? Right? It's going to cause erosion. That is a big problem. A lot of people don't think about that, but that's a huge problem. And the bar, of course, that's permanent. Like, what are they going to do? Take the bar out every year? I don't think so.
I agree with Jeff Philinuk. I agree with Jeff here, the commenter, that I give Showboat credit for trying something. He tries a lot of stuff, so you got to give him a lot of credit, without a doubt. Now, sometimes he goes about it in a little bit of ham-handed way, doesn't really get all the permissions and pisses off Lance Landgraf. I give him credit for that because pissing off Lance Landgraf is a good thing because he has thin skin. So,
no, I mean, you're right. It is great to try to, and look, if you've ever been to that water park, I tried taking my family there and it was so crowded, we just gave up. So they do need like a place for overflow for other things for the people that come, and it's just too crowded. So yeah, it is great that he's investing and trying, but I don't know why he doesn't ask for permission, or maybe it's just because it just takes too long. It just takes too long. So better to ask for forgiveness than permission, I guess, is his motto.
But he did a great job. Look at all this stuff by widening the boardwalk. Once again, that's not easy to do, but he figured out how to do it. It's bringing some life down to this end of the boardwalk. And because it's true, there is nothing really to do at this end of the boardwalk, whether it's games of chance or something to snack on, whatever. So good on Bart Blatstein. I used to work for his brother, Ricky Blatstein, when he was running some Philadelphia nightclubs. So good family, a smart family too.
And they put their money where their mouth is. They are investing in the area. They're actually putting money into the area, which is a good thing.
Well, it's Tower Investments, a private equity firm. So we don't know exactly whose money it is, but Bart knows how to take those risks. Doesn't always win, but indeed, it's very exciting to watch. So want to go to the next story?
Yes, please.
All right. The Sheraton Atlantic City Convention Center will cut 100 jobs by October 1, 2026, as a part of a significant redevelopment plan. The CRDA, they approved a request to convert 130 of the hotel's 502 rooms into senior living and low-income apartments. The casinos were not happy with that. And they're also going to get some state tax incentives to overhaul the property. I don't know. It's kind of weird that all of a sudden they couldn't figure out how to deal with the Sheraton Convention Center. I was a little disappointed by that. I think a lot of the CRDA members were as well. Thoughts on that? You think that's good for the area, or puts a question mark into the area?
It's interesting because, you know, I've gone to quite a few conventions there. I love the convention center. Actually, I think it's beautiful space. It's great space. But most of the people that go to those conventions, they don't stay at the Sheraton. They usually they want to stay on the boardwalk, and then they take the shuttle over. So the rooms weren't really used for the convention activity. But what was used are the ballrooms and that area for events. But again, not so many people staying there. I mean, look, obviously they must have been having a hard time filling those rooms. So that's when they opened it up to senior living, and now they'll have a steady income. And that's good. I think it'll be good. I don't see a negative with that. Do you?
I'm surprised. A lot of people are surprised that that happened, because there is not as much activity inside of Boardwalk Hall in terms of concerts, and even the convention center, the conference center. It's off a little bit, and you'll have people say, no, you're not, it's not true, but there's stuff leaking out that things could be better. And Atlantic City could make a dramatic rebound, but you can't have the place dark with no lights. You can't have streets that look like the surface of the moon. Your main drag. You have to look good all the time. You can't have weed stores, cannabis shops everywhere. That's not going to save Atlantic City. And pretty soon, I guess I'll go to our next story. Tillman Fertitta. He's the guy that's he's eyeing up Caesars Entertainment, the whole shebang. Tillman already owns the Gold Nugget in Atlantic City. Do you want to know what Tillman Fertitta, he wants to grab? Caesars Entertainment. That'll be everything in Vegas and Atlantic City regarding, well, Harrah's and Tropicana and Caesars.
Yeah.
And Tillman, do you have any idea about Tillman's background? He has a cool name, number one, but very few people know he is a billionaire. He's also the serving U.S. ambassador to Italy and San Marino. You know what he owns and what he controls? Tillman Fertitta, who wants to be a major player in Atlantic City. He wants to expand his empire both in Vegas and Atlantic City. He owns the Houston Rockets basketball team. He's the sole owner. He owns the Gold Nugget Hotel in Vegas, Atlantic City, Laughlin, Lake Tahoe, Biloxi. He owns Caesars Entertainment. Well, actually, he's adding Caesar? He's adding to his portfolio, Caesars, I should say. He's also the largest shareholder in Wynn Resorts. He's a top individual shareholder in DraftKings. He owns all these dining and restaurants like Landry's, high-end restaurants and steakhouses like Morton's, Del Frisco's, Double Eagle Steakhouse, The Palm, Brenner's, Keene Steakhouse, casual dining like the Rainforest Cafe, Bubba Gump, Saltgrass, Landry's Seafood, McCormick and Schmick's, Chart House. This guy is not messing around. Carl Icahn, though, might want to disrupt that acquisition, but it's good to see that people are fighting, and I'm okay with him owning more casinos. Mr. Tillman Fertitta, he wants to grab Caesars Entertainment. He already has the Golden Nugget here in Atlantic City. Any thoughts on that, Miss Lilienfeld?
I think it's good that, again, there are these people with money that are looking to invest in the area. And he obviously has a very impressive resume. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make money. So I think it's a good thing to revitalize these casinos. Plus, he owns the ones in Vegas, and Vegas is doing well. So he's going to take what he knows from Vegas and bring it here, and vice versa. So I think, again, that's positive. Follow the money. If the money is coming here, people are investing to upgrade what we have. That's a good thing.
Do you think casinos can save Atlantic City and the surrounding area? Do you think they're that important, or should we diversify more?
Well, you need a good balance. Look, I like what Blattstein's doing because he made, Showboat more family friendly. We definitely need the diversity of both. The casinos are great for the concerts. I love the concerts and the restaurants. So people, when they come to the shore to vacation, they want good restaurants, they want good entertainment. Like, I don't just think casinos are about gambling and weed, like they're about the entertainment that it brings to the area. So oh, look, we got some comments.
One of your biggest fans is checking in. Why don't you read his post? Hopefully there's nothing dirty in it.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
No, I didn't check it. I didn't know if there was any rated R.
John. Hi, Phil. How are you? It's been a great summer in Longport. The Point was refreshed. Yep. Beach Terrace Park open, and blessing of the animals as was well attended last weekend at the Church of the Redeemer. All great places to visit. Still to come in August. Blessing of the boats, bay, and bikes on August 2nd at Redeemer, and fireworks at the beach on August 22nd. Great to know. Wow, yeah, lots going on in Longport. People don't normally think about all kinds of activity in Longport. It's normally the part that's quiet, but yeah, thank you, Phil, for sharing that.
And if you could get Phil a 8x10 glossy of you autographed, he would appreciate that, he says.
What is wrong with you?
People like watching Sustainable Sherry. They put up with me, but they actually wait for you to have a full screen. So let's go to the next topic.
I need the Sustainable Sherry costume.
Thank you. Thanks, Phil, very much. So
there was another comment before that.
Yeah, but I wanted to go over some items just in case I don't want to mess up. So there's some updates here. There's Baglivo, Mr. Stephen Baglivo of Margate, the developer. He's still at it. He's still going back and forth litigating with the city of Margate. That's still going on. That's crazy. The 6 or 12 apartment thing, the Margate Gardens. He's not giving up, man. You got to give it to him. It's him versus Roger McLarnon, basically the city of Margate. But I think I gave you a honey-do list, and on there at the top, I said, how much money are Margate taxpayers spending in litigation on a yearly basis? Are we tracking that?
Yeah, no, no. I don't know if I'll get a straight answer either. I don't even know if Margate is tracking that, but that's a whole other story.
So let me just quickly.
Nights? Did I see boogie nights on your thing?
There's boogie nights in there. I wanted to show the good stuff here.
Okay.
This is the big event. just relax. Just relax. This is the big event. Okay. This is serious.
Okay, I'll mute. I'm going to mute myself. I'm muting.
So this is a photograph. A lot of great pictures. They're public. They can be found on Marty Small, Mayor Marty Small of Atlantic City's page. They're everywhere because Marty likes to take a lot of pictures. This is his gala. I'm not sure what it was. The gala was for. They raised money, celebrate their acquittal because both he and his wife and the superintendent or the high school principal, they were acquitted of those things. And that's Whoopi Goldberg. And she attended. I don't know if I'm assuming she gets some kind of stipend. I don't think she kind of paid, hop on the train or the bus and come on down to hang out with Marty and LaQuetta. Although I want to know where they get those outfits. Who's dressing Marty and LaQuetta? When they had the red carpet, did they describe who the designers were for these two beautiful outfits?
You're too much.
Listen, let's make it clear. LaQuetta on the far right there, she's the superintendent of Atlantic City schools. But she's beautiful. But I don't know if I'd be jealous if I was Marty. Of course, I can't get off of Marty's outfit. That's sort of a cowboy, kind of a Western thing, Pee Wee Herman bow tie. But it's one of my favorite shots. I'm thinking about making T-shirts out of this. And this is another shot. This is AI, but it looks really good. Some of our good friends, the guy in the white sweater, he's hanging out with Marty and LaQuetta. He used to really dislike Marty and LaQuetta. This is what I hear. But now he's just
friends close and your enemies closer.
And now Marty can do no wrong. And he wears a nice sweater and everything. But this is all AI. That's not. He gets very upset by not nice haircut, nice teeth, everything. This is the all-new LaQuetta 2.0. That's the superintendent of schools. And now if there's consolidation in Jersey, because that's what they want. They want school consolidation. You could see Brigantine, Margate, Ventnor, Longport all rolling up under Atlantic City. And guess who would be in charge? It's LaQuetta 2.0. That's possible. Oh, don't tempt me. I'm telling you, these are some beautiful photographs. I was not invited for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Marty's he must be doing the electric slide, or I think they're all dancing to Morgan Wallen or Ella Langley or Dua Lipa. I'm not sure. That's a good shot too. You enjoying my photo gallery so far?
I hadn't seen those photos. They're very quote unquote eye-opening for sure.
Okay, so the next story here is this new organization called the Brigantine Citizens Alliance. They're afraid that our good friend Mayor Vince Serra of Brigantine, he's converting too much commercial into residential. This organization just started, the Brigantine Citizens Alliance. Everyone's waking up to the fact that there's a very small handful of people making big decisions about limited land along the shore. So these organizations are starting to wake people up because they're the ones that are footing the bill. Let's see. You're going to love some of these. I made these specifically for you, Cher. You all set?
I'm ready.
What do you like this one?
That's adorable.
You know what that's about? The mayor did not get his budget, like where he give everybody a tax break because he got found out that he couldn't fudge the numbers. And then, of course, Atlantic City getting stoned, Mr. Peanut there. There you go. And this is a good picture of our good friend, Vince Palestina, AC Mayor Marty Small, George Tibbet. I got some good story, good audio of George, a former councilman. He has no filter. I think if he came into our show, he would say things that make me look meek and mild, I think.
Let's do it. I want George. I love George Tibbet. Let's get him on.
There's Frank Formica. He's on the CRDA now. He knows that the CRDA doesn't do live Zoom video. How in God's name does the CRDA not do live Zoom video, or at least provide the next day a copy of it on YouTube? They don't want you to see. They don't want you to see what's going on. Foolish that the CRDA, and of course, who works for the CRDA? Lance Landgraf. He should make sure this stuff is viewable to everybody. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Sustainable Sherry and the mayor of Margate on a beautiful day with the cherry blossoms blooming. Isn't that nice?
I was at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Margate this past May. Yep.
A good friend, Chef on Fishing. Jeff Van Drew, and he did help the city of Atlantic City. That's for sure. I'm sorry, the Ocean City beach problem. I'm getting tired already. I think we're done.
Okay.
So I'm afraid
we covered a lot of topics. I just want, sustainable sherry here. I just want to mention something very quickly. January of this year, a new law was passed in New Jersey. It's called Skip the Stuff, and it goes into effect August 1st. It's a very simple law. It's about plastic utensils and condiments. Everybody knows what they are. You get your takeout, pile in the plastic utensils and condiments, whether you need them or not. So most of them end up in the trash. What Skip the Stuff is, when you order takeout, they are not supposed to put condiments or plastic utensils in your bag. If you ask for it, you will get it, but they're not supposed to just load it in. That's number one. So anyway, it's August 1st. So just be aware, just tell them, because a lot of the restaurants, even though the law is in effect August 1, they're not even like ready for it, or I don't know, there's not like this memo that went out from the state, like, hey, August 1st, you're supposed to ask. So I think it'll really save a lot of waste. It's very good for the environment. It's very simple. And if not for anything, food establishments will save money because they're not throwing all this stuff in there that's going to end up in the trash. So just wanted to mention that.
Want to see Beach Terrace Park?
Yes.
It looks awesome.
Yes.
Since Phil Neary was checking in, check this out.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at the landscaping. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm just wondering how many people are using it. Phil, how many people actually go and use this park? Have you been seeing people there? If you could still comment, I'd love to hear what he has to say.
So I just wanted to give you a little taste there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it for right now.
Yeah, we've been on for 38 minutes, so time to say goodbye.
All right, guys. So let's just say goodbye. We'll have this as the last screen. The Down Beach Buzz Real Estate Podcast. Another good one, Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty.
Thank you.